In today's video, let's take a look at how to change your valve cork here, and I'll talk about why I'm replacing it today. So I went riding yesterday and there was a real slow leak on the tire, and I found it to be that this valve cork even completely tightened all the way. It had just a slight leak. I've tightened the valve cork here and also the cap, and still air was coming out, and every so often I have to stop and reinflate the tire. So I went ahead and hung this wheel off the side of my work area here, and also I have a valve core remover, so valve to Presta valve to Schrader adapter, and also a new valve. First thing I do is just go ahead and let all the air out of the tire here. As you can hear, even when it's just off by itself, it was leaking. Over this next section, you could loosen this with your hand. It might be a little tight here, and then loosen this right here all the way off. And if it starts to rust and it gets real hard, then you have to go use 2 pliers to go ahead, hold it with one end, and then go ahead and slowly rotate it with the other one. Step is to unseat the bead, so just push the tire off of the rim and it pops right off. And then we'll go ahead and take one side of the tire off. Move the tire, I typically use tire levers, so I'll put 2 levers in here, another here, and go ahead and pull the tire off of the rim and use it all the way around, just like that. Now we can go ahead and access the valve. Now you can go ahead and take a look at the valve, push it up out of the way, and if you need to, go ahead and clean this area off to make sure it's nice and clean, so we get a smooth seal for the brand new valve. Also at this time, you can go ahead and check the sealant levels. Looks like there's still some sealant in there. You could add a little bit more if you'd like to later, or you could add it now depending on your compressor, and if it likes to have liquid in there when you inflate it, or if you want it less dry, then you can add liquid after. There's nothing fancy about the valve I received or bought here, just a standard WTB TCS valve. I went ahead and got the 46mm one. I could have gotten one as low as 40mm since my rim depth is only about 20 to 25mm, if that. I think it's less than 20. My rule of thumb is to add at least 15mm to the rim depth. So this rim depth is 20mm. I want a minimum 35mm Presta valve core. And the same goes with inner tubes. So with our brand new one here on the left, go ahead and remove the little nut, get it ready, and the cap, and then put it inside the rim. Putting in the new valve is actually quite straightforward. Just put it straight down vertically, and then go ahead and screw this little cap on and over the Presta valve here, and make it fairly firm. The step I have is to go ahead and reseat the tire. As you can see, there's no tube in here, and I've been riding this tire for a little bit, so it shouldn't be too tight. And if you need to make it easier, since there's no tube, you could use your there we go. Seat it just like that. So these are the Pedro's tire levers that I use. They're fairly simple, easy to use, and they're pretty strong. I have a Presta to Schrader valve adapter here. Just go ahead and make sure this is on pretty loose, and then screw that on top until it's fairly snug. And if you want to try with a pump, you can. I could show you. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. For this test, I actually took the Presta valve adapter off, and I'm going to pump it up and see if the bead seats. Sometimes it works. And if you go real fast, you might be able just to use a hand pump and to get it up, and you don't need the generator. Sorry, the air compressor. Then you should hear a few pops and they seat it in place. With the new valve installed, shouldn't be any leaking in here. And so far, when I put my ear up to it, I don't hear any leaking. A last simple step, just put the cap on to keep it clean. For me, I think I'll have to replace these valves maybe every 2 tire changes. So this is already on my 2nd tire and the valve was clearly bad. If you want to play it safe, you could change it every time you replace your tires. Well, I hope this video helped you and you learned a little bit on how to maintain and replace your valves on your tubeless bicycle setup. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.